This is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. Thank you for being a subscriber to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I talk about credit and debt, and I help people with their credit and debt questions, and I'm straightforward with it. And I'm gonna tell you right now in this video, you might as well go ahead and like it, make this the algorithms work for this video, put the thumbs up, because I want you to buckle up. In this video here, I want you to buckle up. This is one of those videos where I'm going to make it plain to you about why your credit, having good credit, is important. This is one of those videos, so buckle up. I'm talking to you. It's like you are right here in my office, and you're doing a consultation across from me at my desk. You asked for this to be a private conversation because of what you're going through with your credit and your debt. And I'm just going to make it plain to you because something that I've learned over the years, and this is what I had to do for myself, so I don't take myself out of the equation. But I could tell you right now, the reason why you have bad credit is because you identify as a person who deserves to have bad credit. And I can say that if you have bad credit, I can say that with confidence because you are sitting there with bad credit. And every day that you sit there and allow yourself to stay where you're at, you identify as that person with bad credit. Now, that's not to say that you are a person who deserves to have bad credit. It's not saying that because you have bad credit, you can't change your situation. But what I am saying is that you identify with being a person with bad credit, and everything that you do with your habits, the way you move forward in your life, you try to make those changes, but you are still identifying with being a person who has bad credit. And so even when you try to take a couple of steps forward, even if someone tries to help you, even if you try to help yourself, you take 2 or 3 steps backwards. And then when you look at where your situation is 1 year, 2 year, 3 years from now, you're still in the same situation. So let's just get right to it. First, I want to make you aware of this. You might be aware of this, but I want to drill it in so you know, so you can start changing the consequence, stop suffering the consequences of having bad credit. Because right now, this is this is what you're going through. When people who have bad credit pay more for the same things that people with good credit pay less for. So I want to kind of dig into that. Do you have a house? Do you pay rent? Do you have a car payment? Do you have credit card payments? Let me give you an example. This is a real life example. This is when one of my business associates came to me and said, I need to fix my credit. And this is a guy that was making millions of dollars. And I said, okay, well, let's look at your credit. Let's see what's going on. And I did a rundown on his mortgage, what he was paying for his mortgage. And our houses were the same price. He was paying $5,000 for his mortgage. I was paying $2,300, including my taxes, for the same price of a same house, same price. He paid the same price that I paid, and he's paying $5,000 a month. And I was like, do you know I got the same house not the same house, but the same amount. I bought my house for the same amount that you bought yours for, and you're paying $5,000 a month. You are, just because your credit is messed up, you are paying what 2,300 minus 5,000. He's paying. Look at how much more he's paying per month. How much is that? Uh, $5,000. $5,000 minus 2,300. He's paying $2,700 more per month on his house. $2,700 more, just to make sure. $2,700 of his hard-earned money more just because of his bad credit. And then I looked at his car payment. We had the same vehicle because he likes Range Rovers, and I have a Range Rover. This guy was paying $1,700 a month for Range Rover autobiography. Range Rover Land Rover Range Rover Autobiography Edition, which is like top of the line of their vehicles, paying $1,700 a month. And I said I'm paying less than $900 a month when I was making the payments on that vehicle. And I was like, because you have bad credit, this is what you're paying on that vehicle. And then we looked at his credit cards, and I was like, okay, let's look at what you're spending on credit cards. And he showed me, and he's paying 25 and 28% interest on credit cards. And I showed him, I said, look right here with this card, you got the same card that I got, and I'm paying 9%. And he said, how are they even offering you 9%? I said, my credit score is 834. And they actually told me that they were lowering the interest rate. I showed him, like, I was like, look, I'm not lying to you. This is what they gave me for the interest rate. And I said, so because you have bad credit, you make a lot of money, but you have bad credit, you are paying way more for the things that you want compared to the things that I'm paying for the things that I want. Now, what I want you to imagine, you that's right across from my desk from me, is think about all of the stuff that you are paying more on. So you have those questions at the end of every month saying, where is all of my money going? Where does I get my paycheck, and at the end of the month, where is all of my money going? Well, this is the first place that I want you to check to see where your money is going, because that's the consequences of having bad credit, is that your money will get taken away. You're going to spend more on the same things when you make those monthly payments. That's where your extra money is going. So if you could just work on your credit, just imagine this. How different would those payments be if you had good credit, and then if you got yourself into the position of having excellent credit? How much difference would that be? And here's the thing that I want to tell you, is that all that is just work. That's not added. Like, you can literally get your credit fixed and then renegotiate and have all of that stuff, all of those payments go down, and instantly start saving money. Like, instantly start saving. You don't do nothing other than just get your credit fixed and then renegotiate all of those, because you already got the stuff. So if your credit is fixed, you're going to be able to lower the payments on all of that stuff. That's just one simple fix that you can do by repairing your credit and then going back and getting adjusted payments on all of that stuff. They will do it, but you got to get your credit into that position. They don't do it first and say, okay, we're going to lower your payments because you're going to get your credit fixed. No, you got to get your credit fixed, and then they're going to lower those payments. They're going to lower those interest rates. When they lower the interest rates, it's going to automatically lower your payments, automatically put more money in your pocket, because you're saving on the payments that you used to have to make, and you're paying down stuff faster, because when you have a lower interest rate, more money goes to the principal. So you pay your stuff off faster, have more money saved in your pocket, and you get the best interest rates because your scores are higher. That's that's the mix right there. Now let's talk about something else. Unintended, like benefits that you maybe don't even be thinking about, where you get affected with your credit. Like, you might be just thinking, hey, I get affected with my credit when I go to get a loan. You get affected with your credit, and I'm gonna give you an example of something that just happened to me today. You get affected with your credit when you're going to get insurance. You don't even know this. I had an life insurance exam today because I needed to renew. In 3 years, I'm going to be renewing my life insurance policy. I just think that it's good to have that type of policy for my family if something happens to me. And so I'm getting it renewed in advance, because I was like, why wait 3 years when I'm older? I can probably get a better rate now, because I'm, younger now than I'm going to be in 3 years, obviously. Well, because of the company I went with, they said we can do what's called a preferred plan for you. That's where we do the medical review. They come in, do the checks, and the difference in that payment over the other payment was going to be $150. So of course, why not have them come in and do that? But there was something else. caught my attention. So I had to be prepared, number one, for myself body wise. I had lost, when I knew that they were going to come to do this. So I lost a few pounds. I actually lost 8 pounds. My blood pressure was, it was perfect. It was better than I thought it was going to be. I was kind of a little bit, had some anxiety about the blood pressure. They take your blood pressure twice in the left arm, once in the right arm. It was perfect. Like they said it was textbook when they did that. I had to take a urine test. So if you're doing some stuff, bad stuff, I'm not a smoker. I don't do any drugs or anything. So I was okay with the urine test, and they took a blood test. But something else that caught my attention when I was signing the forms is that they actually checked my credit. Now, why would they check your credit when it's just to do life insurance? I'm not getting a loan. I'm paying them every month. If I mess up on the payments, they're not going to pay out on the insurance. But why would they check my credit on that? Let me tell you the reason why. This is an unknown benefit of having good credit. Is that they don't want to give someone, these types of policies that can pay out hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, and that person is in financial distress. So it's part of the risk evaluation. So it's not just about you taking care of your body, which is very important when it comes to getting life insurance and any type of insurance, but also the way that you live your life. What is the easiest way for a company to look at how you lead your life? They can look at your credit reports. What do you do? How you're spending your money? Are you in financial distress? That's how that they looked at that. So that's part of the equation. By having my credit in order, when they look at it as part of their risk analysis, there's not going to be any problem. Health was good, uh, credit was good. So that's something that you need to think about. It's not just about using your credit to get loans. It's about utilizing your credit for the way that people look at you, the way that you're running your life. Employers are using credit for hiring people, and you're not getting a loan from your employer, but the employer, just like they can look at your social media account to see, how you are interacting with people and what type of person you really might be by looking at your social media account. They can look at how you handle money by looking at your credit reports, and they don't want a stressed out worker working for them. This is the way that things are. Like, this is what these corporations are doing. Now, I don't do that with my company, but this is stuff that corporations are doing to hire people. And if you're trying to move yourself up on that level, you need to be prepared for them to look at that. Especially if you're going to be in something like law enforcement, they are looking at credit reports. We had a client that with Secret Service said, I can't have this stuff on there if I'm going to get this job with Secret Service. Also for job promotions, if it's a tie between you and another employee and they say, okay, well, pull up the credit reports. Credit reports can kind of tell a story about an individual. So you got to be prepared for that. Now, let me give you another example of how your credit could be utilized, even if you're going to pay cash, because you might be saying, well, I'm that Dave Ramsey person. I'm just going to pay cash for everything. I was there before, but let me tell you something that happened to me. Actually, two things, but I'm going to tell you one. One happened with a rent a car, because I didn't even have credit cards at one point, but something happened with a rent a car, and they were like, "Hey, if you don't have a major credit card, you're not renting this car." Even though for years we had did it with a debit card, they said, "No, those days are gone with us." So if my son-in-law wasn't with us, we would have been stuck in Atlanta without having to rent a car. Another one is that came about, and I my credit was taken care of, so the outcome was good. But let me tell you what happened. My daughter was going to performing arts school in Evanston, Illinois, and we wanted to get her living quarters squared away, and we looked at several places on campus, and we were just like, it just doesn't seem safe. Not to say that it wasn't safe. We just said, for her being 18 years old, first time away from home, this situation just doesn't look good. We're not comfortable as a mother and father, as a parents, and we went and looked at some other places that we found a gated studio, had these studio apartments and a gated like it had a gate, you had to come in with a password, all of that stuff, uh, and, and and had someone there all the time making sure the right people were getting in there, people who lived there or that were invited to be there, like they buzzed in. And we were like, this is perfect studio, perfect for us. You don't need nothing huge. It was $1,500 a month, and we said, okay, fine. We're gonna just pay the year out. And they were like, okay, that's fine. You pay the year out, but we still got to look at your credit reports. Even though they were not going to use our credit for, to say that we're going to pay it because we're going to pay it all up front for the time that she's going to be there. They did not care. They said we still have to check your credit reports, still have to check them. So I'm telling you, companies, even people, if you're trying to start a business and you have a business associate and you're not even using your money for the business, they want to see how you lead your life, because if somebody's going to let you utilize their resources for anything, even if you're going to pay in full for the apartment for the whole year, it did not matter. People want to see what you're doing with your credit. When they see what you're doing with your credit, then they make judgment because they don't know you. People don't know us, and people don't know you. And the best way that they can at least get some sort of uh, feeling about what type of person you are financially is going to look at your credit reports, and then the other way is they're going to look at your social media. So you better be careful on that, because even if you're a fake person on there, look at the impression that you're giving to people. And then when they look at your credit reports, they're going to look at, this is the impression that you're going to be giving to them by what you do on a daily basis, monthly basis, yearly basis, utilizing your credit, good or bad. So with that said, really, who do you want to identify with? Do you want to identify as a person that has bad credit, doing the wrong thing with your credit, or do you want to identify and start making the changes to be a person who's going to do what it takes to number one, fix your credit, and then stay it with that mindset. Stay and identify as a person who's going to manage their expenses, going to manage their credit, and move forward in life and be able to live a good life and not have to worry about credit and debt issues. That's the question I'm asking you. So if you are ready to start working on your credit, to go through that journey, you can visit my page, my website, thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video, What Makes Us Different. So you can see my 8-point validation process and my two-phase settlement process. That's the way that we repair credit. If you can't do it that way, you can go to another company. I have no problem with that. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website your3scores.com to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian credit report and all 3 scores. If you have debt collectors coming after you, grab my 3-pack of letters. These letters has saved people time, money, and frustration. Debt validation, cease and desist collection activities letter, and statute of limitations letter. If you have a hardship, like if you just flat out can't pay your debts, they're charged off, and you want to look at some type of solution that might be available, there are programs that can help you. I have a link below this video to a hardship program. I invite you to take a look at that also. Thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com. Post your questions and comments, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. Thank you for your time.